Triple J says yes. Check out our new and enhanced website at triplejguam.com. Get a real-time view of every vehicle in our inventory, instant trade-in, plus easy financing. Triple J says yes. Visit triplejguam.com.
Can you just kind of describe what was that experience like going with other runners and representing Guam?
Yeah, you know, as a kid you dream of the Olympics. I used to watch it every 4 years on TV and listen to the music and watch all these countries parade in, and just was in awe. And so I will forever be humbled and grateful that I got to be a part of it. And I think what's amazing about the Olympic spirit is that once you're there, it doesn't matter if you're from a small little island or a big country, everybody's on an even playing field in the sense of respect. Like, the Olympics is about all cultures coming together and bringing their best athletes to represent them. And so just, I think for me, one of the best parts was the opening ceremony. Everybody dressed up in their cultural, costumes and walking in and taking photos with each other. And I was just very proud to represent Guam. And the athletes I got to go with were amazing. Derek Mandel, one of my great friends, and he was someone who really helped me with the sport and encouraged me as I went from soccer to being more of a focused runner. So yeah, I would just say there's nothing that quite compares to it.
So what was it like being a part of Team Guam? Because
Yes.
compared to all the other countries competing, Guam is kind of a small place to come from.
Yeah.
So are you guys really close? Do you go to each other's events?
Yeah, we all, once we got to the village for the opening ceremony, all the girls were living in like this apartment kind of condo that the Olympics provide. And so Pilar Shimizu was swimmer, and her and I were roommates. And it was just a really special encounter because we're in different sports, but obviously they both take discipline and training, and I think we were able to encourage each other. When one of us was tired or you're getting a little bit nervous for your event, you could just be there for each other. Maria Dunn was there. She's amazing. All of our chaperones and supporters. It just, you felt like, okay, even though I'm in this big place and this foreign country and all these people, you felt like you had a family with the Olympic team. We all really supported each other.
All right, well, it's amazing because the Olympics is actually happening in August in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and so a lot of people have already been leaving. The athletes are already heading over to Brazil. I mean, what do you think that they can expect this year, and how do you think it's going to affect them knowing that they have something like concerns over the Zika virus hanging over their head?
Definitely. I'm really thankful that I got to go to London when I did. It was a beautiful place to compete in, had a lot of history, and so I think whatever country you go to, it has its pros and cons, and I know a lot of people have been concerned with Brazil and the safety, and it's also a beautiful country. It's amazing culture place, and I think with any athlete you do, there's going to be unexpecteds that come up before your competition, and so regardless if there's some concerns in that, I think you really just have to decide, is it worth it for me to compete? And if it is, you have to put those things aside and really mentally focus on what's everything I can do to prepare to compete best. And circumstances around you can't let those kind of morph your experience, if that makes sense. So I'm excited for these athletes. I think I've always wanted to go to Brazil. I think it's going to be a great cultural experience, and that they just need to focus on what's my plan to compete best.
Okay, because especially to get to a level like the Olympics, to compete with athletes of that caliber, it's not just physical preparation; it's a lot of mental preparation.
Totally.
So, what do you do to prepare for a race in an event like the Olympics? I mean, mentally.
A huge part of it is mental. I think with any athlete, there's a certain resiliency that you have to have because there's lots of changes. There's nerves, there's everything. And so for me, I always visualize the race I want to run at least 2 days before. I kind of imagine myself in that race and what I want to do at different parts in the race. And if this happens, if somebody trips or if somebody goes out fast, what am I going to do in that situation? And you kind of walk yourself through it in your head. And then I also go back to, and I think about workouts that I've had where I had really good workouts, or I think about what was a setback and how did I come back from that, or what's all the sacrifice I've done to get to this place. And so I think you kind of or the people that are rooting for me? Who am I representing? Why do I do what I do? And so I think when you think about those things, it puts it all in perspective and gives you this strength to compete at your best. And you just can't let the anxiety and fear of performing take over your joy of the sport, if that makes sense.
Definitely.
Yeah.
What about the night before? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
you get nerves?
Yeah, I definitely, you do always there's some sense of nerves, like that helps you perform better, that adrenaline building up. But for me, the night before was actually really neat. When I was there, my brother I was away for like 2 months before because I was in Manchester training first, and my little brother had actually made me a DVD video with a bunch of pictures of our family and friends here from Guam and other places with some music, and almost like a way to say all these people are rooting for you. So that night before, I really just spent time kind of praying about my race and listening to that and just kind of relaxing, actually knowing, hey, there's nothing else I can do now. It's tomorrow, so I just need to stay calm and have fun.
Okay, so that's the mental preparation, and
Yes.
you talked a little bit about your training, but say for students here in Guam, maybe
Yes.
they're in high school, maybe they're soccer players,
Yeah.
soccer stars, or they're in cross country or track and field. At what point do you say, hey, maybe I can train to go to the Olympics, and where does your road begin? What are the next steps for you?
That's a great question. Obviously, with the way Guam works with having a different kind of qualifying system, with the way they award different wild cards or choose the athletes to go, it is individual sports that are going, not a whole soccer team is going. So it is, it's normally cycling or track and field or swimming, those individual sports. And you have to gain points in international competition to prove that you're at a level to compete. So I would say if there's people that are interested in competing in those, you have to do your hard work to make yourself the most competitive athlete possible and get your foot in the door with those organizations. So, if you're a track and field athlete, going to the different Guam track and field events, go to the national meet, run in those races, get your name out there and continue to train. It's not just it's a year-round, like 5-year-round phase. This is something that we talk about as coaches. It's that you have to have a long-term goal. So it's going to take you more than just a few months or a year to get to that point. So I would say you have to work backwards from at least 4 to 5 years from that goal to really be at your top.
Coming up after the break, Amy talks about her mentors, those who've inspired her to keep her Olympic dreams alive.
Triple J says yes! Check out our new and enhanced website at triplejguam.com. Get a real-time view of every vehicle in our inventory, instant trade-in, plus easy financing. Triple J says yes! Visit triplejguam.com.